Now, when we're talking about video game transformations, I need to be specific. This list is talking only about transformations that can be done in normal gameplay, that give you a fighting edge against one or more enemies you may be tackling. It's that hidden X factor that can tip a game in your favor. And today I'm going over my 10 best in games. I'm personally rating these based on both coolness, uniqueness, and usefulness. These are also only from games I have played. So if your favorites aren't in here, tell me about them in the comments. Now then, you ready to rock? This entry comes from a number of games I've let's played in the past few months. Hollow Mask Ichigo from the Bleach series, more specifically for Soul Resurrection and Heat to Soul, both having stellar uses of being insanely powerful. In Soul Resurrection, it ramps up your attack range and damage, meaning Ichigo, the default character, has one of the best resurrections in the game. It's not always the case with him, whereas in the Heat to Soul games, while it does drain your gauge rapidly, the mask glitches shoot out Getsugas with your normal melee attacks, on top of the up speed and damage. This is of course in addition to how sick the mask has always looked on Ichigo, so what's not to love? If you've ever played Jak 2 or 3, you know exactly where this is going. However, this one's split between two entries, Dark Jak in Jak 2 and Light Jak in 3. Alright, let me explain. Dark Jak in 3 was heavily toned down from what he was in 2, where he had 2 screen nukes, could actually become invincible, and after he beat the game, could turn into a colossus. I don't even care about the obnoxious orb price, that is amazing. Light Jak is a completely different beast from the offensive monster of Jak 2. In 3, Light Jak affords you numerous abilities, like healing, a rather pointless shield, stopping time, and being able to fly, / glide, / go in a straight line forever. Meanwhile, Dark Jak can be invisible and shoot energy beams. I miss Invisible Dark Giant. You're gonna see one other entry in this list that has a mediocre base form but a devastating transformation. But let's work on this first. Destroy Mode Unicorn Gundam is goddamn ridiculous, specifically Gundam Reborn, but anyway. When I first laid eyes on this form and how strong it is, I just immediately associated with a Gundam fused to a chainsaw. Or is it the other way around? It's powerful, that's what I'm trying to convey. Your normally piddly melee attacks, excluding 1 or 2 moves, turn into blades with seemingly never-ending reach, massive hit stun, being able to chew through hordes of enemies, and completely gutting bosses. Hell, it's like the man got a game in the cockpit and you can double the time it's active. Now you too can have Dio Brando, yelling at his massacred enemies from a Gundam. So you're playing Metroid Prime. The entire series has led you to believe this blue shit called Phazon is the root of all evil. Metroid Prime 3 comes along and you get infected by it. Would your first thought be that it'll either weaken or kill you? If you're a normal person, then yeah. Now let's make it the most bust mechanic in the Metroid series. Seriously, Hyper Mode is absolutely insane. Just by sheer nature of it, removing your health bar makes you invincible by default. Not kidding about that either. Now for everything else. You are able to decimate almost every other enemy in the game, to the point the game encourages you to use it during boss fights. You also get access to the fastest, strongest missile of the Metroid franchise, a grapple beam that lets you both absorb and eject Phazon, and even that weird electric morph ball thing from Prime 2's multiplayer. Huh. It's no wonder this transformation is the only thing that can inflict damage on Dark Samus. It's just that good. And did I mention how cool the 75% corrupted PED suit looks? Just look at that. Nice. Quick word of warning. There's gonna be a few fighting games from here to the top of the list. It's just the genre I play the most. Another confession I have to give is that I'm not the most hardcore Blazblue player in the world. I'm still trying to get through Continuum Shift, and that's a slog. However, one thing I can say is that Ragna's Blood Cane is absolutely nuts. Ragna himself has a cool ability where his dry moves absorb the opponent's health. What better thing to do than give him a transformation that jacks his ability up further, as well as his drive attacks, power, size, and being able to activate the mid-combo. What's even better is this transformation is, or was, invincible on startup, giving you access to an insanely powerful move devoured by darkness, and the health drain is negligible compared to the offense. Absolutely amazing. And if I ever got serious into Blazblue, my journey would probably start with Ragna. Let's shift gears from a fighting game I have low experience with to one I've clocked over 400 hours on, both games combined. There's really only one transformation that would warrant an inclusion from Dissidia.
Who are you? Just another stray being played with by the gods.
God damn, Expo Gabranth is awesome. Let's start from the beginning. Base on Gabranth isn't very good, with limited offense and no actual HP attacks. Save for one that manually raises your X gauge. Once you're there, get ready to unleash hell. Some of the very strongest brave attacks in the game, destructive HP attacks, high damage of flashy combos with the help of assist attacks, and no end of blistering offensive options. However, it's not all sunshine and raining blood for Gabronth, at least not anymore. The second game nerfed X modes across the board, but that's not saying you can take this Judge Magister lightly. A more general entry for a series I'm apparently well known for, Ninetales Naruto in, well, a lot of games actually. This is the start of the vague blanket types of transformations rather than one in particular entries. There's a good reason for that though. A lot of these forms are awesome. General buffs they give include enhanced attack power, guard crushing abilities, increased range, tons of speed, and from time to time super armor. Two notable examples of mine, as well as some of my favorite, are Ultimate Ninetales Naruto for Revolution 2 and Chakramo in Generations. The former has most of the buffs I've listed and is overpowered as hell in GNT 4, while the latter has stellar movement and a very damn flashy jutsu. Honestly, whenever I let's play these games, I relish in having fun with whatever new form Kurama decides to throw my way. Also, fun fact, red is pretty much my favorite color, so this was kind of a no-brainer for me, honestly. Okay, this one isn't breaking the rules. Originally when it came to Tekken, I was going to put Devil Kazuya, but then I realized why have a character that gets a handful of new moves versus a character that gets a brand new moveset and is way up the tier list from his base form. Devil Jin trumps his dad by a landslide here. Now wait, as a disclaimer, in Tekken Tag 2, Jin can tag in Devil Jin with the transformation, and he was the real transformation in Devil Within. So Devil Jin, what's unique about him? I did mention his moveset, which is based off his Tekken 3 incarnation, with using the Mishima Ryu fighting style, and having multiple substantial buffs. Devil Jin has access to some of the flashiest combos of the game, and his damage output is nothing to scoff at. There has never been a Tekken game where he isn't at least high mid tier. While his appearance may seem very stereotypical goth kid at first, there's actually more going on with this than meets the eye. The only problem is that he's an insanely high execution character to master, but once mastered after a few weeks of practice, you'll have access to one of the most fun and devastating characters of fighting game history. The Super Saiyan transformation.
I'm gonna hurry up and take you down.
Yes, of course, you and I both knew this would be up here. How could it not be though? It's one of the most iconic looks in anime, and across multiple media genres. Originally tied with Kaioken for me, Super Saiyan just offers so much more variety across the board. Every character that has access to it brings something new to the table. Super Saiyan Goku is one of the most solid fighters and a great melee attacker. Super Saiyan Vegeta gets amazing beam attacks. Super Saiyan Trunks is one of the flashiest combos ever. And Super Saiyan Broly gets, well, he gets blue hair. In the games, the benefits are even more apparent. It was a good juggling tool back in Budokai 2 and 3, as well as giving other good buffs. In Tenkaichi, every form got its own unique moveset that stood out from one another. Hell, even Raging Blast gives each form its own item slots, so every one can be something wildly unique from the rest. For my personal pick, I was contemplating between all the forms the general Super Saiyan transformation has to offer, going from 1 to 4 to the gods, and hell, even Legendary was considered. But you know what? I gotta go with Super Saiyan 1 Goku. The design is so iconic and seamless, and he's never been a bad pick in the games. Learning him in a new game will almost guarantee you know the rest of the game's mechanics. Goku is practically the Ryu of the games with how solid and fundamental he is. I could spend even more time rambling about this, but I think we should move on to number 1. But first, some honorable mentions. Throughout action games, there have been a wide number of really powerful in-game transformations. Kratos' number of forms throughout his games, Ryu Ninja Gaiden with his, but I have to put Devil Trigger transformations on number 1 pick, and for a few good reasons. First and foremost, these forms look sick. You'd have to dig to find a Devil Trigger that doesn't look amazing, but sadly there isn't much to dig through considering the length of the series. The bigger reason here is that Devil Trigger is way more than a simple stat buff. It can swing entire games in your favor. If used right, this is the form that is both your X factor for staying alive, as well as doling out huge amounts of damage. I'll give it a brief scope of the benefits Devil Trigger has given over the games. Attack power, speed, regeneration, flight, projectiles, super armor, attack reach, more defense, and god powers. No, you didn't mishear that last part. Using the Force Edge, you can transform into Sparta's true form. A being with power is said to be equivalent to that of a god. Hell, it's not even getting into the modern form in Devil May Cry 2, a form that is literally invincible. I'm not even kidding. Devil Trigger even does different things with each character. Nero's is more or less the stand of his dad's Devil Trigger, and in Devil May Cry 3, each Devil Arm gives Dante unique buffs that can be switched at will. I think it's because of these reasons that the Devil Trigger transformation sets the bar for how cool an in-game transformation can be.